and today we are doing the ultimate tofu press-off. So exciting, so exciting. I'm excited to do the ultimate tofu press-off. I have 3 different tofu presses here, and I have the kind of standard do-it-yourself homemade tofu press method, and we're gonna compare them and see which one is the best, which one we like the most, which one is gonna get the most water out of that tofu. I have 5 blocks of tofu here, and yes, when I was at the grocery store, everyone was looking at me and I was like, yes, I am vegan, how did you know? So, why press your tofu and what does that even mean? So when you're using extra firm tofu, it can be a really good idea to press it, in which case you literally smush it to get as much of the water out of the tofu as possible. Then you can marinate it and it has a lot of room to kind of suck up all those delicious flavors, or when you fry it, there's a lot of that water out so it doesn't get soggy and instead gets crispy. This is one of the many secrets to making tofu delicious. I hear all the time that people don't like tofu, and I always tell them that's just because you haven't had it prepared right. So when you press it, you're gonna jump ahead of the game and your tofu game is gonna be on point. If you're excited to see this tofu press-off, be sure to hit the like on this video. It really helps spread these delicious vegan tidbits around the internet, and so more people see them and more people can be preparing tofu correctly. These 3 tofu presses were sent to me, but this is not a sponsored post. This is 100% an honest review. I'm gonna give you the lowdown on all my thoughts on everything. So I'd like to say a big thank you to Easy Tofu Press, Tofuture, and Raw Roots for sending me these tofu presses to test out and share with you here how to press tofu properly and make it an exciting head-on-head competition. I'm excited about it. Let the tofu press-off begin. So I'm gonna start with the do-it-yourself at-home method. You don't need to purchase anything for this. You can do it just at home with the things that you have lying around. All you're gonna need is a cutting board, a clean dish towel, and some cans of beans or something heavy to put on top of the cutting board. So I'm just gonna cut open this tofu package. There's already like a little bit of water in there, so I'm gonna pour that off, and you're gonna do that for all the tofu presses. There's my tofu. Spread out your clean dish towel. Wrap up my tofu like so. I'm gonna tuck this in under and this end over, but you know, do whatever you need to do for the size of your cloth. And then it's just a matter of balancing a cutting board on top. So I'll just balance these cans on here like so to compact the tofu down. So this is method 1. The longer you press it, probably the more water will come out, but we'll see. We'll compare it to the other tofu presses. So I'm gonna set this one aside and move on to the next tofu press. Spoiler alert, I've actually never used any tofu press before ever, so this is not only gonna be a great experiment to see which tofu press is the best, but to see if getting a tofu press at all is even worth it. This tofu press is by Tofuture, and I believe it runs for about $30 on Amazon.com. Tofuture. This one says it needs to press for a couple of hours or overnight, whereas the other tofu presses claim to be a little bit faster, so we're gonna get this one going. So the way this one works is you've got the thing to catch water, you've got the strainer, which you set in there, and this one is actually rubber bands. Some extra firm tofu. Okay, this is actually a little bit tight for my rectangular block of tofu, but it does fit, so that's okay. You put this guy on top, and you stretch these bands down. I'm just gonna... Is anyone else secretly afraid of rubber bands, like exploding in their faces? Okay, I got it on the first notch. I'm gonna go with that. On that side. Yes. And then it says that you lift these handles and snap them inside to get even more pressure. Okay, there we go. It's in there and it's nice. Already, I really love that it has this little container to catch the water, so this could totally just pop in my fridge and be good for tomorrow. I wouldn't even have to think about it. Tofuture, here we go. Off Tofuture! This next one weighs 1,000 pounds. Actually, I think they said it's actually 4 pounds, but it feels like 1,000 pounds. This is from Raw Roots, and it's called the Tofu Warrior. I must say I love the packaging and design. I used to work in design and art, so I am a sucker for that kind of stuff. Woo! Na-na! This one, the pressure comes from weight. This thing is super heavy and it is beautiful. To me, this is definitely the most beautiful one. I could put this on my shelf and it would suit my kitchen perfectly because I do like chrome. And it looks like a very simple, lovely design, weighted. It's got this plate in here, so that can come out so everything can be nicely cleaned very easily, so that's nice. And this one says it takes 15 to 30 minutes. Now, the Tofu Warrior is the most expensive one, and I think that's because of the beautiful design and look. This one runs at about $100 on Amazon.com, so this is definitely a pricier item. Personally, I am a big fan of high-end kitchen appliances, so if this works really well, to me it might be worth it because I do eat a lot of tofu. I am noticing that all of these presses are rather square, and I don't know if it's just me, but the tofu I buy is normally more rectangular, so I've had to kind of squish them all in. They fit though. So that this one doesn't drip everywhere, I'm gonna put it on a plate. And then you just weight it. Boom, done. So that's definitely easy. There's no struggle with the elastic bands like the other one, so that's pretty cool. On to the next one. And the last tofu press I'm going to be trying today is called Easy Tofu Press. So this one, the tofu goes inside and you twist these little things down to squish it. This is the cheapest one. It runs at about $20 on Amazon.com, and it's also supposed to be the fastest one. So maybe this is the most bang for your buck. We will have to see. So to get this one going, you slide the tofu in the middle. Got a little guide where to put it, and then I was told that you just screw these down nice and tight and evenly, I guess. Oh, and I can already see the water coming out. Okay, this one goes on the side like so, and you're supposed to tighten these things every couple of minutes, every 2 minutes or so, for 5 to 15 minutes. I wonder how far I'm supposed to go. We'll see. I don't know. We'll give it a try. So I don't know how far I'm supposed to go on that one or not. So let's let these tofus press, and we'll see which tofu press has pressed the best.
2 hours later.
And we are back. The tofu has been pressing, and I got all the different tofu gadgets going at all the different times. So let's compare them now. Okay. This has been pressing for about 2 hours. I must say, normally when I press tofu using this method, I generally do it for like 15, 30 minutes. I don't usually think ahead this much, but since I was pressing another tofu for 2 hours, I thought might as well try this one out as well. All right, and my tofu's here. The tea towel is quite wet and damp now. Here is the tofu. It feels pretty dry on the outside. Let's compare it to the other methods. Ooh, pop it up. Oh, that's super cute. The little Tofuture logo has been pressed into the top of the tofu. Then we can take out this guy. You can see there's quite a bit of water in the bottom there. And here is the tofu. So when I compare it to the do-it-yourself method, it does look a tiny bit more pressed. Don't worry guys, my counter is clean. The next one is the Tofu Warrior here. But there's also quite a bit of water on the plate there, so I can see that it has pushed out a lot of water. It's been sitting here for about half an hour. My guess is that you could probably just let it hang out overnight too if you wanted to. I don't see why not. Oh, you know what? I think the Tofuture is winning. It's a tiny little bit more dense. I mean, it was pressing for longer though, right? So it depends on how you want to compare it. And last but not least, we have the Easy Tofu Press. So this has been pressing just for about 15 minutes, and every 2 minutes or so I kept tightening these a little bit, and you can see it's really been squashed in here, and there is quite a bit of water left on the plate. Watery. Let's release this guy and see how he did. Okay. Oh, this guy is definitely the flattest. The flattest in the least amount of time. That's pretty cool. I mean, it really did smush it. Okay, look at this. This is the do-it-yourself method, and this is the Easy Tofu Press. So the Easy Tofu Press definitely squashed it the most, but also it got a lot wider. Okay, I'm just gonna break this open and see how dry it looks. I can see that there's lots of cracks in there, so it really did squash it. Smells like delicious tofu, I just want to eat it. The Easy Tofu Press works really well for speed, and it definitely squashed the tofu the most. And maybe this is user error, I'm not sure, but I can definitely see that a lot of cracks formed. And if you just give it a light little press, there's a ton of cracks in there, which would be a problem because if you're trying to cube it, you can see that these cubes are just cracked all over the place and they're gonna fall right apart. And so they're just kind of broken already. So if you were crumbling this or something, it would be great, but I think if you're really trying to get it to hold its shape, it might become a bit problematic. The other tofu pressing methods didn't have that problem. There's no cracking in them. I think partly that's because they are a bit slower, a bit less intense. I think I probably went a little crazy and was excited to keep smushing it down, so maybe next time I would be a little bit more gentle with it and be a lot more gradual and not try to crank these so tight. I do like all of the tofu presses and I can see myself using them all, especially when I have a big tofu party. So for me, I think the winner is, drum roll please, ToFuture! For convenience, for price range, and the fact that it has its own little box just makes it really convenient. I don't know why more of the tofu presses didn't have a way to contain the water, because as soon as you start pressing the tofu, that's of course what you need next. Let me know if you have any other ideas for head-to-head combat, of things you want me to test out in a review, of recipes you want me to demonstrate. I'm happy to do all of it and any of it because I have a lot of fun here with you. I hope you like watching this video. If you do, let me know by leaving a like and a comment, and of course don't forget to subscribe. Follow me on all the social medias where I share lots of new things. I plan to be posting a lot more videos a lot more regularly, so get excited for more delicious veganness and tidbits. See you next time. Bon appetit again. Now I'm gonna have to eat a lot of tofu. Tofu deliciousness. Guess what I'm having for dinner? Tofu. I'm gonna be eating a lot of tofu now. Kind of loud. Raw tofu.